Ohayo gozaimasu, and welcome to the Honest Trailer Commentary for Japanese Spider-Man, the TV series. I'm Spencer J. Gilbert. That's Joe Starr. Dan is, I don't know, in a different dimension. Where'd Dan go this time?
Dan had to review 8 movies today.
Fair. We'll give him a break. In the meantime, though, we get to talk about the Honest Trailer for Japanese Spider-Man, which we loved so much. So much fun.
So happy we
and
did
if you stick around to the end, you will see some deleted scenes that didn't make it into our already very long trailer. How could you leave anything out of this one?
I was glad that this was like an 8-minute trailer. It could have been longer.
It was 41 episodes of television?
Yeah. It was no small feat.
No small feat, but man, it was an enjoyable one. I guess for people who don't know, although we sort of explain it, Marvel licensed Spider-Man, as they are wont to do when they're running low on cash, to a Japanese company who then proceeded to ignore pretty much everything about Spider-Man, like very little in common with the American version, but made a TV show about it, and it's fantastic.
And it like blew up in Japan.
Yes.
And then, why did they end it?
Because the licensing deal ran out.
Oh, that's it.
But this created an entire genre, or popularized an entire genre of Japanese TV. They already had like guys in fighting suits, doing cartwheels.
Yeah, Ultraman.
But this added the giant robot.
Yes, which is important.
Forming a giant robot at the end is all thanks to Spider-Man.
Yep.
Who knew?
Yeah, man. Power Rangers, Super Sentai.
Yep.
Then they took the motorcycle.
Rider.
Yeah, they took the motorcycle and bug part and gave it to Kamen Rider.
I should clarify. Spider-Man doesn't just have a giant robot. He has a convertible that looks like a promotional Red Bull car that they would give you to promote an energy drink.
Yeah,
it's called the Spider Machine GP7. It's got horns. It's pretty sick.
Yep.
He drives that. It flies. His convertible then flies into a spaceship called Marveler. It docks into Marveler.
And then
Marveler transforms
into
Leopardon.
Yes.
Now,
it did take me a long time to figure out the point A, point B, point C of what all of his stuff does.
The problem is, or the great thing is, because it just gets it all out of the way early, is there is an entire series worth of plot crammed into the first 2 episodes of this show.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And then every other episode is the exact same formula. But the first 2, they're like, okay, his name's Takuya. He's a motorcycle rider. This is his girlfriend. This is his sister who he lives with. This is his little
brother,
his little boy.
Maybe a ward.
Perhaps he finds an alien. The alien dies. He gives him the power of the spider. The spider summons the thing. Professor Monster has a grudge against the alien that he's continuing. It just crams.
There's been a lot of activity from an alien group trying to invade the world lately.
His dad is an alien, is like a space scientist. He dies by a river for some reason.
Death by river.
Death by river. Then the mentor dies, but his body goes into a spider that speaks to him and is giving him revenge instructions. But then that spider dies in the second episode. And then after that, it just settles into Monster of the Week.
Yeah.
But those first 2 have all of the plot of the entire show.
All of it is held together by just the sickest 70s funk grooves.
Oh, man.
Oh, just...
You've never heard anything funky.
I got to the point where I was just watching the show for, the sweet, sweet melodies.
Yeah, and, he has a theme, obviously, which was dope, which is...
which they play a lot.
Yeah. So there's that, and they play that a few times. But there's
How many episodes is it? 41?
Yeah.
They play it 82 times.
Yeah, maybe. But there's also just looking around funk music. There's a fair amount of flute. There's a lot of percussion, hand percussion.
Yep.
A lot of this, a lot of bongos. There's an episode called The Spider Boogie where, here's what I appreciate is within the first 5 episodes, the bad guys have gotten their ass kicked by Spider-Man pretty handily, and they completely give up on just trying to fight him.
Yeah.
So they do things like getting a hit record made and implanting something in his ear or in the song from the hit record that will hurt Spider-Man so they can drive him away from where they want to do evil.
I like that you go straight to that. They first try to make a bad Spider-Man to discredit him.
Oh yeah, immediately they're like, well, we can't beat Spider-Man. Maybe we can ruin his reputation.
It's 4 episodes in.
Maybe we can just get the word out that he's a bad guy.
There's still 38 monsters in the back, and they're like, I don't know, guys.
This ain't gonna work.
You know what, Miracle Gorilla? This might be just a waste.
Now's your time. Suit up.
So yeah, they this band, which they create robots of the band.
Yeah. Well, the band came up with a Spider-Man song on their own, and then they're like, we could use this.
Yeah. And that song will be in my head forever.
The Spider-Man Boogie?
Because they play it 22 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, they play it like 22 times. Anytime Spider-Man like makes some headway against the bad guys or tries to further the plot, this band shows up and they're like,
yeah. But just the contrivances that they go through to get Spider-Man in trouble. Like there's this one where they have to get like a beetle to shrink down and find out who Spider-Man is. So the henchwoman Amazonas, who's also has time to have a full-time editing job at Spider-Man's girlfriend's newspaper.
Which took us a while to realize. I was embarrassed.
Well, she's in such a different costume. She's like full like murder bikini, and then she spins around, and then she's in like
because she does look
80s
like aerobics Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
In her costume.
Yeah. She gets a fashion trend started of wearing a live beetle around your neck. And she just tells Spider-Man's girlfriend, like, it's from Europe. And she's like, oh, okay. And she starts wearing a live beetle around her neck. The beetle falls in love with her, of course, by the scent of her perfume, as you do.
Yeah.
And then turns on its master.
Of course.
This is the kind of show we're watching. This is, if you are tired of the same old Spider-Man movie, I hear that Into the Spider-Verse is great.
We haven't seen it yet.
We haven't seen it yet.
We're the less important.
For now,
of the
this is
group.
my favorite one.
Yeah. I will, before we jump into it, I will say this. This is, the most fun I've ever had watching you watch a thing for Honest Trailers.
Oh, yeah.
Because normally, again, we're all very quiet. We watch our thing, and every now
share
and
our
then
notes
someone
at
says
the end.
Yeah, we share our notes at the end. Like, every 10 minutes or so, you would just laugh, hit pause, and then turn around and be like, so, while working with Interpol, Spider-Man just threw toothache alligator off of a bridge.
Yeah, well, Professor Monster's digging up the grave of a dead cat, and the cat recognizes Spider-Man because his ancestor chopped it in half. It's just like the mind it boggles. So let's watch our honest trailer for Japanese Spider-Man.
Let's jump in.
So, nobody asked for this, but what the heck? This trailer's for us.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to us.
Before you go into the Spider-Verse, enter an even weirder alternate dimension. 1970s Japan. Japanese Spider-Man. Boy,
So yeah,
from a
pause.
short-lived-
That's just how every commercial break begins, and
Which is what every show should still do. Like, I would love it if Game of Thrones had commercials and did this.
Pew!
Game of Thrones. It's just
wow, Frasier.
NCI. S.
Miami.
Yep.
Okay.
Born from a short-lived licensing deal between Marvel Comics and Toei comes a loose adaptation of The Web-Slinger. Like, very loose.
Quadruple masket.
Yep.
Where instead of the same old whiny high schooler with a spider bite, you'll follow a motocross racer with the enchanted blood of a dying alien from planet Spider.
Sure.
All right. Who gives him a flying car that docks into a giant robot. Okay. And sends him on a mission of lethal revenge.
Yeah.
It's like American Spider-Man if Uncle Ben's dying wish for Peter was to become the Punisher.
All right. Pause. So yeah, the show's overarching plot or moral is basically like, don't quit on your blood feud.
Yeah. That's his. That's the Spider-Man's only deal is getting revenge on Professor Monster.
He's just going back
Just
and
killing
forth. His only thing is revenge. And I'm going to spoil the end of the Japanese Spider-Man TV show. I hope you don't mind.
Go for it.
After 40 episodes of just dicking around and like kind of reacting to the monster of the week and taking them out as they rear their head, episode 41 just opens with Spider-Man just charging into the final base like, enough of this shit! just like running at them, like, oh crap, Spider-Man! Everyone hide!
At no point did we plan for this contingency.
And there's no build-up soon I will launch my counterattack. It just opens with him like charging straight.
Yeah,
down.
there's no like next week.
Yeah,
everything
this ends.
No,
Yeah, it just opens with Spider-Man charging at it.
There's no dramatic Florence and the Machine song commercial.
Yeah, so it then the episode proceeds just like every other episode of Japanese Spider-Man. He finds the bad guy. The bad guy grows really big. He gets in the monster or in the mech, throws the sword at him like One Punch Man.
Sword
it never
vigor.
takes more than one sword vigor
Yep.
as he yells to make him explode. And then it just cuts to after all we've been through, all the friends we've made along the way, and there have been many. That cowboy with amnesia.
I forgot about Cowboy.
Killer Nelson, the guy in the ski mask.
The two other Amazons, one has a bow and one has a gun.
After all the friends we made, it ends with Spider-Man. He kills Professor Monster, and he's just standing on the beach in his spider suit, and he rips it off and says, "I've completed my revenge." And then it ends. Then it just says "end." And that's like so abrupt.
It's perfect.
It is perfect. He did exactly what he set out to do.
That's right. Enough of this great power crap.
No,
You get that revenge.
and you got it.
Yeah.
And then you just threw your
And then he
costume in
goes
the
on
ocean.
with his life.
Yeah, he goes back to being a motocross racer.
Peter Parker could learn something from this, man.
Give it up.
Come on, man.
Keep going.
Okay, it's actually nothing like American Spider-Man. Experience a show that's virtually identical to Power Rangers, where every episode has our hero transforming after yelling into a handheld device,
Spider Protector!
then fighting some putties until a cloaked
It's
villain
kind of
makes a
impressive,
monster
'cause, like,
grow, only to get
how
beat
did they
down
do
by a
that?
Voltron.
Rocket!
Starch.
But since Japanese Spider-Man actually came out first, now you can say the Megazord is actually just a cheap ripoff of Leopardon. It won't make you any friends, but still, you could say it.
Pause. Some like super turbo nerd, I'm sure, will bring up that
Was immediately going.
is that whatever show became Super Sentai or the people behind that did that style of show. There were 2 series before this one, but they did not have the giant robot. They did have things where like you transform into the costume guy and you fight the putties, but this one introduced the thing,
The robot.
that sold all the toys.
Yeah.
That then, when they lost the licensing deal, all these people who worked on it went on to create all the shows that became Power Rangers.
And I know in that, as they're watching that section in real time, there were people who were immediately like, "It's not a ripoff of Power Rangers."
What first?
But then we got you.
We got you.
At the end.
Flipped it. Just like Spider-Man would.
Yep.
Keep going.
Tired of CGI special effects?
Vengefully.
Return to a time when all they had to work with was a rope and a dream, where the monster of the week was
that
made
was
out of
freaky.
fursuit and garbage.
Dove off that bridge.
Wall crawling was more of a steady wiggle. Basic
Reused that shot a
gymnastics were
million
looped
times.
to make them more impressive. And the same
duckbills.
mech footage had to keep getting reused because someone stole the suit halfway through production.
Sucks. But
Oh
I
man,
would
that
like that
sucks.
suit.
Should have put Japanese Spider-Man on the case.
Spider-Man!
So if you're suffering from superhero fatigue, enjoy a fresh take on the character that may not be the strongest version,
No, a bee.
or the most brave,
Oh no, a dog.
or the smartest.
By the way, pause. In that episode, he has every intent of killing that dog until a boy
Tells him not to.
basically, yeah, he's too scared to take the dog head on. So he builds like a Arnold and Predator style like stick trap, like with spikes and stuff like that, and covers it with brush, and just like is like, "Okay, dog, over here." And then a boy, as they tend to do, ruins his revenge
Ugh.
on that dog and says, "No, Spider-Man."
Little boys really get in the way of his revenge a lot in this show.
And maybe we'll talk about it after the tag, but like, on one hand, I get it. Like, the audience for the show is little boys. But man, does he spend so much time just hanging with and protecting little boys and telling little boys who have basically are conflicted with whether they should help Spider-Man or like go to school or go back to their parents. He's like, no, don't you want revenge? Stay with me, kid. Like, I don't think he's a great influence. You should not be hanging out with Japanese Spider-Man.
He's really an anti-hero.
He really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So dark. Keep going.
I love this shot so much.
スパイダーマンは方角を見失ってしまった
But before you feel too superior, it's still more fun than the show Marvel was crapping out stateside.
These episodes were like
Man,
90
this could
minutes
really
long.
use a killer robot.
Spider-Man
Starring Takuya's face, Naruto running,
And invented
tiny
Naruto running.
shorts, dramatic faces,
Oscar looking good. Love that guy.
dramatic zooms,
Yeah, the cowboy. Here it comes.
dramatic
Was that one of the
deaths,
spy bats? Yeah. Still don't know what the dad died from.
The river.
No visible wounds.
The river.
The river.
Oh, I love this guy in the front. And milking it.
dummies,
This is why. Pause for 1 second. Stan Lee had very nice things to say about this show. Mostly because he's like, wow, they are actually really pulling off these things. There's not a special effect short of like looping something over and over
Yeah.
again. He's just doing it. Like they're pulling Spider-Man up a building with a crane, and
Yeah.
he's just wiggling around.
He's swinging on ropes off bridges.
Yeah.
I legitimately like how batshit everything is cut together in this show. Like, you could look at the fight scenes and be like, well, this is cheap. He jumped off frame, and now they just did a
Reversed it.
smash cut to now he's in a tree. And then there's a smash cut to him, like his foot falling on a guy's head because he's maybe falling out of the tree and kicking. But I like it. I think it's so
And to have him
weird.
just like they do so many things of like he just jumps to a tree and clearly like just put his hands on it
Yes.
and jumped off, but they would just freeze the frame right here to make it seem like he had wall crawling powers. It's like
I think it's amazing.
it's 1978. Like, what are
Yeah.
you gonna do?
Do your thing.
Do your thing.
That's what you're gonna do.
Yeah, that's great. Just keep going. Throw a dummy up. Need to kill a dog? You just do that and then replace it.
slaps,
There it is. Whop.
child abuse,
Whop.
Poor kids.
On their tiny shorts.
Yeah.
murder,
Oh yeah, he just beats everyone with that.
suicide? Wow, this show gets dark.
私は死ななければならない。
Poorly translated episode names,
家なき子たちに愛の学
School
園
of
を
love for children without
poorly
homes.
translated monster names,
アキンベムイレボワニ
Spider-Man workshopping his catchphrase,
親の愛に泣く男スパイダーマン
These would have to do with whatever happened in the episode.
Yeah.
Except for when they didn't have one, they would just
スパイダー
do.
マン
and Spider-Man
This one.
settling on his catchphrase.
誰だお前は地獄からの使者スパイダーマン地獄からの使者スパイダーマン地獄からの使者
Does Hell need something different? Or is he just like, yep?
I think he's
Just
just
once
a
I want to hear
badass.
Toby Maguire yell that.
Yeah.
We love Spider-Man.
Nice, Joe. Weebs are.
スパイダーマンは
Anime nerds.
このまま少年と共に人々の前から姿を消したかったしかしそれは許されない少年もまた同じ思いであった
What?
So there you go. We want to leave you on a clip as inexplicable as the series itself.
Yeah. This is one of those. It's easy and hard to write at the same time because, like, you can easily get in your own way and be like, I got to be real clever. But it's like, really, this show's just. Look at the special effects, and then it's just clip, and you just let the clip speak for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, generally you want to stop from just describing the movie because that's not really.
Yeah.
That just doesn't translate really well. But this one, just describing what happens, that's the joke.
Yep.
But I really think it's fascinating. I think that you can see it if you. It's on like Creative Commons license or something. If you just
Yeah,
Google
it's on like the
Japanese
Internet Archive, I
Spider-Man
think.
streaming. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let this be our plea for other people to watch this show so we can talk about it.
Yeah. At least watch
in
the
more
first
detail.
2.
Yeah.
At least watch the first 2.
I don't know. I've got some favorites. I'll post an episode list.
All right.
Of some episodes better than others. But now let's watch some deleted scenes.
Starring. Withdraw.
Fails a lot.
That was the
And
audition.
sexism.
これは色気より食い気だわ女の気まぐれには並行するぜウーマンリブの弱音吐くところを見ると女なんだな
失礼ね
I think they just up there.
Spider-Man. Really far from home. Spider-Son. Spider-Chan. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Chan. Your friendly neighborhood Voltron Man.
I like Weeba
If you think this was weird,
Spider-Man works.
just wait until you see Italian Spider-Man.
This is a parody, we know.
It's weird,
But clearly now this was lifting from Japanese Spider-Man. Nice.
とうとうお前の正体がバレる日が来たね
If you're gonna vigilante, don't forget to quadruple mask it, kids.
Yeah. Zip it up.
Yep.
How can we top that, Joe?
I don't know what else to say about you. Just watch this.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we did this dumb show.
I preemptively, I know it's getting great reviews, but I preemptively like Into the Spider-Verse a lot because it just gave us the excuse to
do this. Yeah.
Now, let's be real. We copped out a little bit, a lot, on what our original plan was, which is to do basically every single incarnation of Spider-Man on video, film, or TV that wasn't the ones we've already done.
Yeah, it was gonna be this. It was gonna be the American show. It was gonna be the 90s
60s
cartoon,
the 90s
60s
cartoon, the 2000s stuff.
Yeah,
like-
the Neil Patrick Harris MTV cartoon.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'd like to have a Christmas this year.
Yeah.
That's a lot of TV. That's like not Doctor Who level, but this was 41 episodes. Give us a
lot.
break.
Yeah, and honestly, like they're gonna keep doing Spider-Verse movies, so we can. Japanese Spider-Man was in the Spider-Verse comics.
Yeah. Leopardon. They didn't
yeah.
give him his due.
No, they really he gets murked pretty quick.
Yeah,
but,
and then he got written out of Ready Player One because we don't know. They wrote in the Iron Giant, who doesn't fight. Come on, he doesn't want to fight. That's
Yeah, no, but you know who
Leopard
does want to fight?
will kill.
Leopardon.
He will kill at the drop of a
He
hat.
will sword vigor your ass.
Yes, so much. So that's that, Joe.
Yeah, man.
Watch Japanese Spider-Man. Hit us up on Twitter at Spencer J. Gilbert at Joe Starr. We want to talk about what's your favorite Machine Bem.
Mine was Miracle Girl.
Who should Takuya have ended up with? Hitomi or one of the many boys?
Amazonas.
Yeah, or Amazonas.
Yep.
It's a really insane journey, and we hope we could have opened the door to this strange parallel universe. I wish they did this for I wish they sold all the Avengers to Japan.
Hey, your young rider shares the same feelings.
All right. Cue the sunset, JT. We're going home. Night night or good morning.